Thanks to HP and Intel for sponsoring this video. This thing is about as subtle as a monster truck. It is loud in probably the best way possible, and I think that's the point. Before I get to everything this HP OMEN can do, it does a lot. Let me thank you guys for watching the video for all these years. It's my favorite thing to do and give you a chance to win $500. Made it super easy. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me the first game you would play, the first thing you would do with your brand new HP OMEN. Just make sure there's a way to contact you either on your YouTube page or leave your username in your comments. Let this run for 10 days, open to anyone in the world. Give the video a thumbs up. All the information you need will be down in the description. So this is one of those laptops that clearly does not like whisper portable. It screams like performance. You don't buy this to like casually check email while half watching Netflix on your couch. You buy this when you want your laptop to sound like a small wind tunnel and turn Cyberpunk into like a playable tech demo from the future. It is big, it is bold, and it's about 6 pounds of I'm not here to mess around. It's got RGB in places I did not know needed lights. And technically, it will fit in a backpack, but it is less of a like throw it in your tote bag and more like clear some space out of your bag. But once you fire this thing up, you are getting desktop class performance. But all of that, the size, the noise, the lights, it only matters if what's under the hood delivers. At the end of the day, like a gaming laptop is like basically it's a sports car. Loud is fine, flashy is fine, but if you can't go fast and put your foot down, like what's the point of the thing? And this thing, it goes. So let's start with the specs. Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX. It's actually built on Intel's new Arrow Lake architecture. In terms of like general performance, you could expect single core speeds for gaming and serious multi-core power for sort of multitasking and content creation. Single core performance, most people probably know, but if you don't, that's what makes your games feel snappier, responsive, and smooth, especially for like competitive titles, if that's your thing, like Valorant or CS2. You're gonna get things like lower input lag, faster frame rendering. It's the big difference between sort of reacting in time and kind of watching the kill cam, wondering where it all went wrong. And the multi-core, that's like the muscle. That's what lets you game and stream and run OBS with overlays, have Discord running, all while Chrome is sitting in the background doing what Chrome does. Editing 4K in Premiere, there's no sweat here. Rendering motion graphics in After Effects, super smooth. Working with giant Photoshop files or Blender models, that is like no problem and eats it up. It's not like just for creators. This is for anyone who wants a laptop that stays fast, no matter how much stuff you throw at it. There's also an NPU in here, and it's sort of a newer thing. It's a neural processing unit, which is, there's a lot of marketing talk behind it, but it's a fancy way of saying this laptop has like a built-in sidekick for the boring stuff. That'll handle things like background blur on your webcam, cleaning up your mic audio, keeping your face centered on video calls. All that gets handled by the NPU really kind of quietly in the background. And it's sort of the little things that normally chip away at performance. But here they get their own dedicated space to run so your CPU and GPU can stay focused on more of the fun stuff. But with a laptop like this, GPU matters. And there's an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090 inside, which is about as probably as overpowered as it sounds. The thing I like about this is the level of power. It's not just here for like bragging rights. It's sort of not having to think about settings anymore at all. And that is the ultimate sort of laptop flex. You know, most laptops turn into a little like optimization project especially when you're playing games. Lower shadows here, drop texture quality there, and hope it sort of still looks decent. This kind of GPU skips that whole step. I think all that power would be wasted without a good display. And the OMEN MAX 16 does not disappoint here. So this thing has a 2.5K OLED panel, and that matters because OLED, if you've ever seen it, obviously looks different. It's the deep blacks, the crazy contrast, the way colors pop without looking oversaturated. I think what makes this screen stand out is you almost never get, especially in the competitive space, get OLED and speed in the same package. Most gaming laptops make you pick. You want super fast refresh rate? Cool, here's an IPS panel. You want OLED with inky blacks and beautiful color? Awesome, but good luck getting above 120 Hz on that. The HP OMEN MAX 16 gives you both. 2.5K resolution, so things look really sharp without pushing the CPU harder than necessary. An insane 240Hz refresh rate, so fast-paced games look buttery smooth. And a 0.2 millisecond response times, which means sort of motion clarity is insane. So whether you're like exploring tombs, Indiana Jones, casually swinging through on Spider-Man, everything looks ridiculously smooth. And once you've gamed on a 240Hz OLED screen like this, going back to a regular display feels like gaming underwater. So this is actually the first OMEN laptop with built-in manual overclocking, which I think to a lot of people, and really me too, sounded really intimidating, but it is not. They're calling it Unleash mode. It's probably a bit dramatic, but it's basically a giant performance slider in the software. Slide it over, you're telling the CPU to kind of stop playing nice and use everything it's got. I'll let you push the processor from its default 35 watts all the way up to 75, which is a gigantic jump for any computer, let alone a laptop chip. Combine that with the GPU's 175 watt TGP, and you're looking at over 250 watts of total power, which is dangerously close to what you'd expect from a full desktop. But I think here's the thing, right? Performance is the easy part. Cooling it is a trick. You want to keep that performance for extended periods of time, and this thing is built for it. So it has what OMEN calls Tempest Cooling Pro, which again, marketing talk for. They put in a ton of heat pipes, vapor chambers, and fans in here, so it's not gonna like melt. The fans sound aggressive, kind of in a good way. It's sort of like clearing out the heat on purpose. It's not gasping for air. I think probably the best part, after really long gaming sessions, temperature stayed surprisingly reasonable. No like burning hot keyboard, no throttling mid-match, just loud, fast airflow doing its job. This thing is like legitimately, sorry, I'm gonna say cool, but you know what I mean. It also has something called fan cleaner. I saw this the first time at CES. Every few hours, the fans reverse directions to blow dust out of the system. It's kind of like the laptop is politely cleaning up after itself, and I think this is a huge thing that more gaming laptops should do. If you ever flip your computer over your laptop and see the dust on there, or look at it from the sides, this will kind of take care of those issues. If I had to change filming locations for all the different color combinations that I can do on this computer, I would be at, I think, 1.2 million different locations. This is a gaming laptop. So yes, there is RGB absolutely everywhere. I actually get per key RGB on the keyboard. And as far as I know, for the first time on an OMEN laptop, you have an RGB light bar along the front edge. And of course, it's fully customizable. OMEN's got their gaming hub, so if you want like your setup to look like a low budget rave, or I prefer kind of that calm, soothing glow that says I sometimes go outside, you can absolutely do that. Mine, I think it's set to kind of a subtle color gradient, enough color to remind me that it's a gaming laptop, but not so much I kind of feel like I'm piloting a spaceship every time you open up like a Google Doc. I think the little touches that OMEN has done make me appreciate it. It's fun without being absolutely ridiculous. There's also a ton of I/O. You can customize how you spec the computer. Our version has 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, but you can spec it up to 64, which is probably more RAM than those people will need, but you have the option to do it. And I respect them offering it, especially if you're doing sort of high-end gaming, and if this is a high-end gaming laptop. Storage is gonna be handled by 2 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 SSD, which is insanely fast. Opens apps instantly, games load before you finish a sip of coffee. Sort of in moving large files feels like cheating. When it comes to ports, like I said, you've got like a lot here. You've got 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 USB-A ports, HDMI 2.1 for high refresh rate and external displays, Ethernet for wire connections. Probably my favorite thing, Wi-Fi 7, so you are future-proof whenever you decide to finally update your router. Nothing like wild or flashy here. It's just kind of all the stuff you actually want, and kind of none of the weird omissions. I mean, you kind of dig in your bag for dongles. So I know when a lot of us like hear the word AI, we like zone out completely, but OMEN AI is doing a lot of things here behind the scenes. It's a new software feature that automatically is going to optimize your game settings for better performance. So right now it only works with Counter-Strike 2, but they are planning to add a bunch more like Valorant, Cyberpunk, Apex Legends, and hopefully sort of more as it goes on. And again, I am skeptical of anything sort of being labeled AI and just thrown into products. But here it actually makes sense. So for people who want to just launch a game and have it look good, sort of without spending sort of half an hour buried in graphic settings and menus, this is gonna do that. It's not doing anything magical, it's just saving time, which depending on the game might be the difference between sort of playing tonight or in my case, falling asleep when I'm trying to figure out the proper texture quality. Manual overclocking is right there if you want it. It's not buried in BIOS menus. The cooling actually holds up during long sessions. And the display, my opinion, OLED 240 Hz on the same screen are rare. Once you've used it, it is hard to go back. I should add on that too, it's not touchscreen. This is not a laptop trying to be something else. It's not trying to replace your tablet or fold into a 10 or pretend it's ultra portable. It is a really fast laptop. People who want a really fast laptop. It's simple as that. A big question people have with a lot of these gaming laptops is battery life. You are realistically looking at 4 to 5 hours if you're just like browsing, writing, or kind of watching videos. And if you are lucky, 1 to 2 hours if you are gaming unplugged. But this was never meant to be your all-day travel buddy. I think that's fine. And starting at just a hair under $2,700, it's expensive. But for that price, I think it makes sense for what you are getting. You're not paying for gimmicks, you're paying for performance. In a world where gaming laptops feel like they're trying to do exactly the same thing, I kind of respect one for saying, just here's the power, go have fun. If you want to check it out for yourself or learn more, all the links you need will be down below.